This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
Totally, yes.
It's an absolute riot, and the only movie that can be described as
So much weirder than the last time.
What last time?
it's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out of touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
It's Wednesday Addams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday Season 2 is now playing only on Netflix.
Deborah had to have surgery.
I had hip surgery in November of 2024.
Her United Healthcare nurse, Crystal, checked on her.
We do a routine call after surgery, and I could tell that she was struggling.
Deborah needed help,
My infection markers were through the roof.
and Crystal knew what to do
I called the hospital and said she's coming in.
and got Deborah the help she needed.
Crystal and United Healthcare saved my life.
Hear more stories like Deborah's at uhc.com. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan area. Limitation and exclusions apply.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
No waiting, no waiting. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Criminal Mischief Nation. Welcome back to another bonus episode of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden.
Always messing up, and I'm always picking up your slack, buddy.
I'm unprofessional. I'm the Branden in this partnership, along with the great Carolyn Osorio, who I love to say we don't deserve, but yet she shows up every week for your benefit and for mine. Hello, Carolyn. How are you?
Hello, Branden. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Rain's coming this week. It's going to rain 5
I knew you were
days.
going to start off with weather.
It's going to rain 5 days.
I can't even believe. You're going to be impossible when you're 90.
It's exciting.
You're going to be like,
close the window.
no, you're going to be like, hey, how's the weather? Hey, how are those Yankees?
The weather's doing? You see what the weather's doing in the
Hey,
Midwest?
we got snow up here.
Cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty great.
You know
I
what?
love snow.
After the cyclone bomb hit us, which I know you had like zero like empathy or sympathy about, as he's wearing his LAFD, Los Angeles Fire Department. So I obviously have nothing to say considering what you all have been through.
Representing.
So stop it.
I'm very proud
What? Please don't do that again. Whatever that was, the little shift to the.
Sorry, I was scratching my back on the back of my chair. So I'm very proud of something.
Okay.
Years ago, when I was still working at the hotel, I had a kid, a valet, college, hard worker, funny, kind of mischievous, but good people, knows how to keep his mouth shut, right? Good people, right? Yeah. And you like to think that that you have a relationship that matters, right? Like you like to. I was the elder statesman there, and I don't want to say that the guys look up to me, but they would ask me for advice from time to time because I was in a long-term relationship and I was a new dad, and so they could kind of see like, okay, here's a kind of cool guy who's a dad and a husband and a father. So maybe I could see myself like whatever, right? And very proudly in the years since I left, like over a dozen of them have called or emailed and asked me to write a letter of recommendation, either for a new job or to get into a postgraduate program or a doctorate or something. And like 3 or 4 of them asked for, and these are very serious, letters of rec for law enforcement or fire department. Okay. Because they background check me as well. So it's not just like, I'll write a thing.
You give a letter of recommendation, they background check you?
They call me to make sure, that I knew him, to see if I have any problems that he might be kind of exploiting me for or whatever. It's not like I'm joining the FBI, but they do, they look into it. I get interviewed first. right?
Wow. So it's a big thing.
It's a big thing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
they've all gotten hired at various departments, and two of them are LA, one LA City and one LA County firefighters that were up to their ass in the shit last month when those fires hit. Yeah. Yeah. And one's a Santa Barbara County Sheriff and one's a LAPD. Yeah.
He's an actual sheriff, or is he a deputy?
Sheriff's deputy, excuse me. Sheriff's deputy.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. Well,
So
cool.
I'm really, really proud of those, to be honest. Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they ask stuff
You know
like,
what? You clean up well. I
no,
mean,
but they ask stuff
you
like,
can write well. I can imagine you being a really great, writing a really great letter. You know what I mean? As a writer, obviously,
yeah,
you're not going to just mail it in.
but I get, because it's, I don't think I was like under oath, but they made it really serious, like that. I swear that my answers are truthful kind of stuff. Because they ask, like, you're a valet company, right? There's cash everywhere. Did any of them steal ever? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whoa, absolutely not. Did they take gum from cars? I'm like, are you really asking? No. Actually, no. We have them sign this thing, right? Because it was a really high-end hotel where there's a level of service that's expected. And so I'm like, either this guy's been a valet
Even at
before.
a low-level hotel, you wouldn't want to steal someone's pack of gum.
Right. I'm like, this guy's either been a valet before and knows all the tricks, okay? Or, he's just being really, really thorough. So anyway, it was cool. And so that's how I got this hat, and I got a t-shirt also and I support the guys. But I don't wear this outside anymore. Because when you're out in the wild in LA wearing this, people think I'm a firefighter, and I stopped saying, I'm like, no, it's my friend, and they're like giving me a look like maybe I shouldn't be wearing it, so I don't wear it outside anymore.
Oh, because they're coming up to you and saying thank you for your service.
Yeah, like stolen valor type.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which I don't want.
You probably had the bird on it too. Yeah, me and Mac here.
We're out there. We were doing some.
We were.
Okay.
She was helping. She was holding the hose.
Yes. All right, well, look, here's where the laughter ends, because I hate this case.
Yeah.
It's probably why we didn't do bonus content on it, because I was just pissed off and disgusted with human condition. Right. But let's get into it.
Wow. What was that?
It's just, are there two bigger dipshits that have ever committed?
I know.
They just show back up to the scene. What? What's going on? I forgot my cat. I forgot my wallet. I forgot my fruit. I'm getting married.
I think we have to just put a disclaimer that the laughter is not because it's funny. It's just I feel like I need to be emotionally held.
I laugh only that I don't weep.
That's exactly. That's why I need to put a disclaimer, because like it's so the carnage that they wrought
on babies.
What?
On babies.
I know. And so it's like, their whole thing of like, yeah, Sweetie, we had to go back and help Sweetie, the cat. We had to go get fruit. What? I didn't have my wallet. We got lost.
Like, how many times did they turn around between Seattle and Vegas? Or so they claim. But so anyway, so let's back it up.
Okay.
So it's a family on a big rural property in Washington State. Okay.
Yes.
Isolated.
Yeah.
Some outbuildings.
It's isolated, but it's not like near.
Right. It's not the boondocks. Right.
It's not the boondocks. Right. Yeah.
Right. There are these large tracts of land, large properties. Yeah. Right. Okay. And it had a trailer where they had a long-term renter for a long time. That guy moved out, and they moved in the daughter and boyfriend.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Michelle and Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Michelle herself, she had a failure to launch, situation.
Yeah.
And so, they're thinking, okay, we're going to help. We're going to let her, because, that's taking money out of their pockets by letting them move in and stay at this, trailer that they had on the actual property.
Yeah, we have a rental property. I know exactly how that feels. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so do we. So
Yeah.
I get it. It's like they're not making rent, and so they're letting
Yep.
them live there, and they're doing that for a purpose,
For
to help
family.
them build build up. It's what they can do to help. And they go and help and help them move in. And, it's like it just shows their character as people. She's a postal worker, has been delivering mail. I don't know what she did in maybe she wasn't a mail carrier. I don't know. But she worked for the post office. He's a long-term engineer, well loved by his coworkers. And it's so interesting doing a true crime podcast when I'm actually talking to people, because I started the episode with this just rando relationship that I had with this woman,
Yeah.
and then she tells me this thing and I was like, wow, you knew them. It's like that 6 degree of separation. It just, I don't know if it's in the Pacific Northwest because there's like so much true crime that happens here, especially with serial killers, but like I meet people all the time who like somehow are involved in these cases like this.
And she had 1 degree of separation from Ted Bundy.
I know.
That's
Exactly.
horrifying. In fucking high school, she was right in his wheelhouse, you know?
She was.
That's
She was.
that's the scary part. That's a really and I remember thinking this, and we probably discussed it offline when the episode came out a couple of years ago, was that the parents were doing fine. Postal workers aren't rich, but he was an engineer at Boeing. He was probably doing okay. They had this big property. The daughter talks like a woman who's the result of cycles of poverty over and over again, right? Saying things like, we're not making the big dollar, we're not making $20 an hour. Like, that's not us. Like, she didn't have the attitude or the outlook on life of someone who grew up not rich, but who grew up solidly in the middle class. She didn't sound like that at all.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a interesting point. Um, to me, I just looked at her as somebody who just didn't didn't like I said, failure to launch. There
Yeah.
are some, sometimes, people have kids like that where it's like they don't know what they want to do. They have issues. I mean, I don't know why.
Right.
But she also had some entitlement layered in there as well. And that's definitely middle class, where it's like you have this.
Yes, she's a strange beast. The dichotomy of her personality or her kind of countenance is one, yeah, like total entitlement of, a Gen Z or a millennial, whatever she was. Okay.
Mhm.
But then kind of the financial kind of attitude of generational poverty, which she wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then she, attracted Joe McEnroe and they met online.
Yeah,
And
he pulled up stakes in Carolina and moved west for his lady friend.
you know what, like, was so hard for me? I just, how he kept referring to them as mom and dad. He kept referring to them
A little extra, right?
little extra.
A little extra. Like, so it's almost like an hour later when you accuse me of brutally murdering 3 generations of the same family, I could say, wouldn't do that to mom and dad. Haven't I been calling them mom and dad this whole time?
Oh,
Like
you think that was
that
a
was
ploy?
that was the extent of this dipshit's forethought. Okay. I'm going to refer to them in the most affectionate way possible to deflect their attention.
You know what? That's so funny because to me, I'm like, what a weirdo. Like that immediately makes me think
That could also be right. He could
that,
just be a weirdo.
like, I don't know. Anyway, I just was like, okay, all right. So where are we going? Where are we going now?
Where we're going is that I wish I could have been at the end of the bar where those 2 detectives were drinking the next day. Okay. Talking about how these collars that literally fell in their laps. They walked into their lives. Okay. And the cop you were talking to was like, the hair stood up. Like they were walking like normally I would say, all right, come on, buddy, give me a break. But he was 30 years on the job plus at that time. I would assume that he knows what a guilty person looks like. Maybe right or wrong, not 100%. He wouldn't slap the cuffs on him right there, but that would inform his interrogation tactics, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, no, I felt like I was talking to someone, you know, at the end of the bar a couple of days after. When I talked with him, it was so fresh in his mind. I mean, he referred to it as like the worst case he's ever worked. And he ended up going on to be sheriff at that time. He was a public information officer. But yeah, it's like.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I meant I wanted to hear those cops just tearing apart or just a neon sign pointing to the stupidity of these criminals that they broke in less than an hour and they didn't even have to bring them to the station. They had no home field advantage, right? It's like sit in the backseat of my car where you could see where you live. Okay. Mm-hmm. And let's just talk about stuff. And they folded like a lawn chair, right? In less than an hour.
They had to. They knew that there was nowhere to go. I mean,
but have they ever lived a day in their lives? I need a lawyer, please. Let me speak to an attorney.
You know
I'm not comfortable with this line of questioning.
I think they were so clueless.
Yes,
my point. They went back there because they had nowhere to go. They didn't know what to do beyond what they'd done. Like I think having them be at the site was even an advantage to law enforcement because he's like, we've been sitting here this entire time. They just let them talk, and both of them in the separate squad cars. They never asked, what's going on?
I am always looking for ways to incorporate water into my life. I get it. It sounds pretty dramatic, but seriously, I have a slightly healthy obsession with drinking coffee. So I'm always looking for ways to build healthier habits for myself, which includes staying hydrated throughout the day. And so if I'm going to put down the coffee, I want to make sure I'm drinking healthy water, which is why you've got to check out AquaTrue purifiers, which use a 4-stage reverse osmosis purification process. And their countertop purifiers work with no installation or plumbing. And they remove 15 times more contaminants than ordinary pitcher filters and are specifically designed to combat chemicals like PFAS in your water supply. PFAS are found in almost 45% of U.S. tap water. Now, that's a lot of heavy reverse osmosis, purification process, contaminants. But basically, what's really great is AquaTrue is just easy to plug in and get started drinking delicious filtered water without the hassle of worrying about changing the filters because they last from 6 months to 2 years. Best of all, the water tastes fantastic, and I don't have to worry about PFAS or other harmful contaminants for me or my family. And I can truly taste the difference compared to my old water filter. And it makes the drip coffee and espresso delicious. Best of both worlds. And AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee and even makes a great gift. Today, Criminal Mischief listeners receive 20% off any AquaTrue purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com, that's AQUATRU.com, and enter code MISCHIEF at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use promo code MISCHIEF. That's MISCHIEF.
Hello, Nigel here. As an owl, I love to be awake all night, but allergy sufferers like you probably don't feel the same. So take Xyzal at night to relieve allergies while you sleep. Then wake up fully refreshed for a more productive day. Xyzal works fast and offers 24-hour continuous relief from sneezing, runny nose, itchy watery eyes, and itchy nose and throat, so you can enjoy doing the things you love all day long. Be wise all. Take Xyzal at night. Use as directed. Starts working in 45 minutes.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask kindergarten teacher Miss Gibson.
Give me just one Clorox wipe and I'm ready for glitter glue, exploded lunchbox yogurt, peanut butter handprints, runny noses, picking noses, rubbing noses.
Touching noses.
Thank you, Edward. Ooh, nap mats and lockers and tissue boxes. And
Clorox
scissors.
disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe. Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Why is there this huge? Why are helicopters overhead?
Have you ever seen this many police cars in one spot in your entire life? He actually asked her that question.
I know that was that you could tell he was swinging for the fences at that point. Like,
so do you think cop one in the girl's car gets out and goes like, all right, I gotta go fucking talk to my partner on this because I can't believe it. Partner gets out of the car. He goes, did your guy ask what's going on? And the partner's like, no, not one time. He goes, mine either.
I mean,
they shouldn't make it so easy.
They had the hairs sticking up on their necks. They knew they had him. They knew they just had to let them hang themselves by just talking. And that's the thing about, I think, interviewing people. And I'm not trying to compare myself at all with what I do, but I do talk to a lot of people. And people just, if you will let them, they will just talk. They will talk and talk. And sometimes if you're actually actively listening, which I always am, they'll stop for a second and they're like, are you still listening? I'm like, oh yeah, I was just listening. Because they're not used to being able to just talk and talk. And I'll ask directing questions here and there, but it's like what they did was kind of the masterclass in that. Like, let's let them hang themselves first.
Yep.
And, we'll bring up sweetie, we'll bring up fruit, we'll bring up wallet. We know this is absolutely ridiculous and doesn't make sense, but we're going to just let them tell their story.
And of course you can still get married. Of course you can still get married. Yes. It was a master class in just keeping your mouth shut.
Yes. And just letting them talk. And then when they started, wielding the hammer, it's like Thor's hammer's coming up.
You can't get
and
out
then
of the
all
way.
of a sudden it was like it was too late. What they had said was so dumb and so pointless and so made no sense whatsoever. Even these idiots saw that. I mean, sometimes it's like you literally just let them do it to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And your job is just to stay out of the way and not fuck it up.
Mm.
Yeah. And they did it. So I'd rather not really discuss the brutality of what they did, but I mean, because it seemed really, really punitive and just awful, which it was. And then let me hide this body under this piece of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's,
and then the kids, and then
I think that this is the total entitlement piece. Back to your original thought about like, she acted, over the Camaro or whatever. Like it just didn't. It seemed like what are these? What is she actually fighting about? What is she actually angry about? And
what
I think
year
the
was the
whole
Camaro?
thing,
What year was the Camaro?
I don't know.
If it's like a late 60s Camaro.
It should have been like a 1969, right?
Right. If it was late 60s Camaro, we'll talk. But
that's what I'm saying. It had to have been a 1969. If it was like a 1984, I mean, what the heck?
Is it an IROC?
I bet you it was.
T-tops on that some bitch?
I was going to say T-tops. T-tops, yeah.
All right. That's not too bad. You could do
right,
worse.
Okay.
So, just go over, if you will, for me, who killed who?
So they ambushed dad and mom in the house before
with no struggle, correct? They just boom, boom.
I mean, there was Joe, the boyfriend, lured the mom into the sewing room.
Mm-hmm.
And then the daughter went and took the dad, who was Wayne, into the living room. And I think that the dad wasn't I think her gun jammed, so she did shoot him, and then Joe,
Her own father.
her own father, her own father, and then then they took the parents out into the shed or outside, covered Wayne with cardboard, and
Right, the
then
bodies.
put
Right. Yeah.
Judy in the shed, and then waited for her brother Scott and his wife Erica, and their two small children. And immediately the brother was like, she starts talking about the Camaro and how he owes her all this money. And he's like, I'm not listening to this shit. You can tell he's probably heard it a million times. He's like, I didn't come over here for this. I did not come over to listen to this,
It was a family dinner.
Yeah,
right? Like, come over to eat. Give me a break, sis. Where's
exactly.
dad? Where's dad? Where's mom?
Exactly. It was like less than they weren't even there 5 minutes before they knew something was up. And that's when the carnage started happening, and they both were shooting. And so, what they did was heartless,
So they split up the first two. Who killed the kids?
Oh, wait, I thought you didn't want to go over.
I know, but it's just
before.
important. It's important. Who killed the kids?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. The point is that people listened to the episode and it was horrific, and it was beyond what. And then I think what was the most galling and just gut-wrenching thing was when Joe, the boyfriend, was describing that they went to play video games, and he's like, I couldn't even play video games. I couldn't even do it. I tried to do it. I was going to the second level, and I just couldn't even do it. And it's like,
oh, you victim.
Like,
what a victim.
Can you imagine what that officer was thinking as he's sitting there trying to hold his, again, just letting him talk, letting the tape record, because they know it's all being recorded.
Yeah.
And it's like not reacting to that,
Whew. All right. So trial, sentencing, where are we at?
So Michelle was found guilty of 6 counts of aggravated first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life imprisonment in April 2016. And then Joseph McEnroe was found guilty of aggregate, same thing, and sentenced to life imprisonment. So both Michelle and Joe avoided the death penalty because of this. We have a state. Can you get your bird's tail? We're now on YouTube. We can't have her doing that. Okay. Just by the way, for those listening and not going to our new YouTube channel, which you should see that transition there.
Yeah.
You will see. I don't think you've shown McEnroe to the larger. Yeah, there's McEnroe.
She signed the release. She can be on YouTube. It's okay.
Okay.
I pay her in seeds and mealworms. If she's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I'm looking right at you, bird.
Yeah.
Right at you.
Yeah.
Mac is a rescue sparrow, who I'm trying to convince my family to allow me to take.
What? I've got to tell this story. It was so funny. We were on kind of an important meeting, and it was right when Mac was like spreading her wings and just being all like ready to fly, and she flew on Brandon's shoulder, and then she like darted right into this meeting, and Brandon was like, without anything, he was like, "I'm sorry, I have a rescue sparrow with bad timing." People are just looking at him as if he's like totally insane. As you'll probably be looking at him right now if you go to the YouTube channel. The sparrow is perched on on his shoulder, and
it loosened up. It loosened up the room in that meeting. There were a lot of bird fans.
I never liked you more than in that moment.
Well, it's weird. I'm not a bird guy. I was a dog guy forever. Then a cat completely stole my heart. I still love dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a full disciple, a convert to cats. And this little dude was wounded really bad and was about to be like a chicken nugget for like a dog or a hawk kind of going by on my street.
Mm-hmm.
And so, see it if we can't give her a better fate than what nature was going to provide. So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
well,
that's it.
Well, great. Awesome.
That's it. All right. Well, listen, terrible, wonderful episode. Well written, well told, obviously well researched. You got great access there, and hearing these dipshits in their basically what amount to confession tapes, you know, it just had me shaking my head for just the waste of the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, not only the lives that they took, but the lives that they don't get to lead now, and you know, and basically erasing a freaking bloodline.
Well, and the sister who could have been there. I mean, that's so chilling.
Yep.
She was sick. You know?
Wow. So we hope you enjoyed this, Nation. If you did, share it with a friend, with someone who might like it, someone who's into true crime. And remember what Carolyn said, we are on YouTube now, so we're trying to build that up. There's clips out there. There's full episodes available on YouTube. You could search Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. Go over to Apple.
Hold on, we got a wonderful comment from Georgia.
Yes, we did. What was this wonderful woman's name? I will find it in a moment. Because look, every engagement helps. You know, her name is Jessie Houston 1425. Jessie from Georgia. So Jessie from Georgia, thank you so much for taking the time to send us really, really kind words. And please consider supporting those great companies that you hear Carolyn reading the ads for, because without their help, we couldn't do it. I know it's a big ask, but we love you guys, and we want to keep doing the show. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, stay safe. Carolyn, you want to add anything?
Nope, we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks everybody.
Bye-bye.
From Cloud 10, Criminal Mischief is a pie-in-the-sky production, recorded in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself. Music by Soundstripe. I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.